Hey guys, it is day number 15 of 366 days. My name is Alan Thomas, and I'm want to talk to you tonight about, do you need a new diet or do you really just need a new identity? When I talk to the individuals that I work with their weight, it always amazes me how many similarities there are among, especially the men. And a little bit about me, if you haven't watched any of these videos, I tell the story every night. In 2017, I looked down on the scale and had reached 304 pounds. I was 55 years old. I'm 5'11". I am not 8 feet tall. And so 304 pounds was clearly morbidly obese. And that's just terminology that's factual. I was very, very overweight. And I knew that while I had been in the life insurance industry for over a decade, I had dealt predominantly with the over 65 community, and I never met a man that was more than 100 pounds overweight that was age 65 or older. Now, as I say all the time, there's probably a bunch of them out there. I just never met one in the thousands of homes that I've been in, helping individuals with their life insurance. And it got me really thinking that, okay, I was 55, probably don't have that long to live. I might not make it 5 years or 10. I might not make it out this week. Well, I didn't have really any major health issues, but I knew that I was going to be that guy that was known as the first husband. I'd been married 31 years at that point, been almost 35 years now, but 31 years. I knew that my trophy bride, as I call her, she would very likely have other suitors coming around once I died of my obesity related illnesses that I didn't have yet, but I was sure to get. And it dawned on me, I'd be that picture on the wall. I'd be the first husband. My kids would call somebody else dad. I've got four children. At that time, they were 15 to 27 years old. The grandkids that I don't have yet would be calling him grandpa, and I would be giving up a lot of blessings because I couldn't put down the fork and spoon. And so it led me to a very public journey where I lost 129 pounds in 260 days. And I don't say that to impress you. I say them to impress upon you. I shouldn't have been there anyway. I should have been fit, but I learned some things along the way. And after being on dozens and dozens of diets and all these different exercise programs, it was never the key for me. And you maybe can relate to this. I felt like I couldn't stick to anything. I felt like, I was embarrassed because of my weight. I joked about it. I was that jovial guy that walked in a home and I would joke about my weight. I would always make it, but it was a coping mechanism because I was really ashamed of it. Now, you may be 129 pounds overweight and it not bother you, and that's great. But 129 pounds overweight is morbidly obese by most standards, and you can look it up. Don't take my word for it. And it's going to cost either way, whether it bothers you or not. But I think about how many people are out there searching for this magical diet, searching for something, that will allow them to eat anything they want to eat, allow them to, do what they want to do, but still lose weight. I mean, I was looking for that. I was always searching for, could I find something I could eat, my favorite, whatever you name, anytime I wanted and still lose weight. Well, it just didn't exist. And so much of the time, I wanted to be invisible. I mean, I didn't really articulate it that way, but one of my close friends who's never struggled with his weight, he and I were talking about obesity and about, people, how he looked at them. And he's not a judgmental guy, but he says, Alan, I just looked at people that were obese like they were invisible. And I mentioned this the other day, and it's really been in my mind. And, so many of us, when we want to be invisible, we do coping mechanisms. We don't walk by the mirror because we don't want to look at it. We don't get pictures taken at family gatherings. I was always the guy behind the camera. there were some pictures of me, but there were very seldom pictures that I wanted to be in because I didn't want to face the fact that I was there. I avoided the scale. I was always avoiding the scale because that's the reason 304 pounds just jolted me, because I was rarely on it, even though there's one right in my bathroom every day. I could walk by it, but I didn't want to get on it. I didn't want to be weighed at the doctor's office. I usually would, but I, almost completely disrobed so it wouldn't be as bad. But it was, who am I kidding? And the reality was that I really needed another identity. I needed, once I figured out that I was a 175-pound guy just trapped in the 304-pound body, everything started to change. And so I say this to encourage you guys. I mean, the invisible man does not exist. People see you. You can't put on enough dark clothing. You can't hide yourself in a big enough shirt to not be noticed. We all think that people won't believe, how big I am. Well, golly, when some people found out that I was 304 pounds, I'm sure they were saying, God, I thought he was probably 400 pounds. So it's interesting that the way we look at all this, the way I did, I can't speak for you, but all the times that I wanted to be invisible was really I would use those times to hide in some manner, even though I was doing it in plain sight. It was a joke on an elevator. It was when the food got passed around, I made some sort of joke about what I was eating, because I was always embarrassed about it deep down. And so when you get the new identity, then everything starts to change. When you come out from behind where you've been hiding, it definitely changes. So I say all this to encourage you, because it's possible. If you're looking for a new diet and you've been through dozens of them, they're probably not going to work. But if you're ready for a new identity, you're going to have to make a decision. I say to people all the time, it's the decision. It's never the diet. There's thousands of them out there. I work with clients every day, and I never tell them what to eat. I never tell them what exercises to do, and they lose weight. And I've got a bunch of guys losing weight through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I mean, who does that? It's because they made a decision of what was important to them. And so if you're looking to make a change and you want some guidance, go watch my masterclass at transformmyfuture.com. Excuse me, my masterclass is rethinkdieting.com. If you want to have an honest conversation and see if my approach is for you, and see if you're for us, because we don't accept everybody, believe it or not, then go to transformmyfuture.com/apply, and you can apply for a breakthrough call. We'll have an honest conversation. We'll map you out a strategy. It's a totally free call, and it is something where we get to know each other and see what makes sense. But I hope this is encouraging to you, not discouraging, because believe me, there is a day that you can reach. Everybody out there can reach their ideal weight. It is possible. I've seen it over and over again. So if you feel hopeless, don't be. You can get there. Go to transformmyfuture.com/apply or rethinkdieting.com to watch free masterclass. You guys have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow.